But no, that doesn't prove you move the needle. That proves that you did something. That proves that you took pictures of yourself trying to move the needle, but that's not the same as moving the needle. Do you understand? And just knowing that difference, I think is absolutely huge because we have to redefine what Black success actually is. We got to redefine it. Let me break it down for you like this. Let me use myself as an example. Anybody else grow up like this? Look, I'm 53 years old, and I grew up. My coming of age was mostly in the 80s. I was a kid in the 70s. I became a teenager in the 80s. I was a young adult in the 90s. Okay, so that's my frame of reference. When I was coming up, I remember being told that your best way to contribute to the Black community was to go out and be successful, get a good education, get a good job, and then you being successful by getting that nice job and driving that nice car, living that in that nice white neighborhood would be an example to other Black people of what can happen if you work hard. Anybody else go through that? Anybody else ever get that sort of symbolism message that you're really going to help the Black community move forward by being this symbol of success. And when they see you driving by them in the Mercedes and you throw a nickel to the little homeless kid or whatever, that's going to be, that's going to somehow make a difference. And I get all that, and I believed all that all the way up until the time I was on the faculty at Syracuse. And I said, okay, but the problem is that I started to do introspection. When I got about 28, 29 years old, I started to really question things on a deeper level. I've always questioned things. When I was little, my mother used to say, boy, your mouth will either make you great or get you killed. I'm curious to see which one. That's what she used to say to me. So I've always questioned things. But I really questioned things when I was 28 because I had a really hard year. Like if you ever really want to find out who you are, go through some tough times, and that'll really help you figure out what you're made of. And so as I was really looking around and thinking about stuff, I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be a successful Negro. I am, And when I was 31, I was on the faculty of Syracuse. I was making six figures. I was, again, no other Black person in the world got that PhD in finance that year. No, not one other person, right? So I was hot stuff, right? So I was like, I'm supposed to be successful, but I don't feel like I am. I don't feel like I've made a difference at all. I don't feel I go to class and I'd have a class full of white, Asian, and Jewish kids all headed to Wall Street or whatever, gonna make money. I'd have maybe like one Black kid in the class, maybe two. And I said, this does not feel like something that's going to make a difference. Like I'm going to live and die, and nobody's going to really care. Because I eventually began to think, well, I think I'm just another Negro who got a job. That's it. I'm just another Black person who got a job. So that's when I started thinking about some of the ideas that I share with you all now. These started forming when I was about 30 years old, and I said, you know, if you're really trying to adjust a community, you have to have people that are thinking on a more systematic level, right? Part of the reason the Black community is neglected is because the majority of our smartest people spend the bulk of their time investing in white-owned businesses. You invest in them by getting up and going to work every day. And what happens is that you'll give symbolism, you'll symbolically give back to your community.